So I'm hoping that this works. I've got a couple of people on here, so I can see your comments coming through. Hey, how are we all? Peter Weber. So it's been a long time since I've actually been or uploaded anything on YouTube, mainly because I've been a bit busy with something else. Okay, just finishing off something here. I've just had my head pretty much somewhere else. It has been a while. Hey, what's that, mate? Watching from Barbados. Wow, all the way from Barbados. Hopefully you guys can hear me and see me okay. I'm trying to, so if this doesn't work too well, we may need to shut down and start over. Good to see you, old friend. Congrats on the new job. Thank you. Pete, how crap is the weather around here? Yeah, it's been now warmer months here. Well, this is the problem. We've been having some incredible weather. It's really been very bad. Initially, I would have thought it was just a bit of bad luck. We have a couple of nice days during the week when I'm at work, and then on my days off, it was rain. A good streak of nice weather for quite some time. So what tends to happen is even if we have a couple of nice days, it all turns to crap by the time the weekend comes around because the rain's just hasn't stopped. And it's been like this for months. So it's one thing to go, okay, it's winter, whatever. It is what it is. But we are, a couple of days away from November, and we are not seeing any warm weather. We still have the odd night of single digits temperature. Today rained all day. It's been raining for the last few days, and the prediction for the next 10 days is more and more rain. So it's been absolutely awful, which is why you haven't seen any running videos. I've got, although you can't see it very well, but over here is the Morocco from Team Co-Rally. Still sitting pretty here, brand new. Haven't ran it because I just haven't had good weather. Everything's soaked. The lake in front of me has flooded a couple of times. Thankfully, it doesn't. I'm up high enough that it would need to really be catastrophic for the water to reach my house. But it's really bad. So yeah, it hasn't been great. Time now after work. So there's a good chance you guys are going to start seeing some uploads soon. But I wanted to come live and just say hi and just say, hey, I'm still alive. I'm still here. In case you're all wondering, I haven't dropped off the face of the earth. It's just that I've got a few things going on. Have a read through this. What do we got going on here? We've missed you. Yes, thank you, Mal Smith. Good to see you again, Vass. Unfortunately, I've been out of RCs for a few years due to financial reasons, but I absolutely enjoy watching your videos regardless. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Run. Had to replace bearings in a motor after my last outing in the rain. Yeah, see, this is the thing. Now, I know a lot of you are probably saying, well, why don't you just run your cars in the rain? See, this is the thing. In the rain, it's just mud. You can just clean it. But it's no. I did a few months back. I didn't record any footage though. I was out with a friend and I took a few cars with me, and I broke a couple of them, which was bad luck. But one that lasted quite a while was my Italian V3, and everything was wet. I went through a few puddles, had a lot of wet grass, and sure enough, when I got home, I had to do a complete tear down. I've had to buy new bearings for the car. Running cars in water, it's just a nightmare. I really hate doing it. There's a lot of cleaning, and you risk damaging things. So I'm not a fan. Still going to get down there. I said it for around 10 years now. Kevin, yeah, pull your thumb out your ass, man. Come on, let's get down here. I want to buy you a beer. Saying good day. I just got to work. Sadly, got to run. No worries, Kevin. Take care, mate. Kurt, looking forward to you being back. Shout out from the UK. Thank you very much, Kurt. Hoping to see a review on the new Hobao MTX soon. I can quite imagine that it will be on your list. Yeah, I'm hoping that I can get my hands on the new Habao, the MTX. We'll see how that goes. But of course, hot topic at the moment is the new car from that famous brand that we all know and love. And if you can't detect my sarcasm, you haven't been watching me long enough. Yeah, so we've now got a new fifth scale, $100. Hi, mate. What is what? Oh, somebody deleted their message. So it's going to retail here for about Kurt. Sweet to see you again, buddy. Thank you, David. I forgot what it's called now. The XRT, is it XRT? I think I don't know if that's a T or something. But let me have a look. I've actually got a picture of it here, so I may as well. What's the black thing called? Yeah, it's XRT. So it looks very much like a few good features, but of course, those electrics, that ESC is probably the scariest part of that car. The servo is proprietary, which means that if you want to swap out the servo, you have. I am worried about the ESC. I've seen my fair share of X-Max ESCs fail. Here in Australia, for those of you who don't know, I know that a lot of people like to pump up the tyres of that brand because of their service and so forth. And that may be so in the States. But over here, unfortunately, there's only a 30-day warranty with these cars. So, you get a $2,000 vehicle and you only have 30 days for that thing to go wrong. Outside of that, you're pretty much on your own. So they don't have, they're really highly priced over here. Kyosho's got very expensive cars. I think the new Team Associated or something is very expensive as well, as far as racing kits go. But then when you look at the RTR market, T-Brand's top of the tree, and they have probably the weakest a little bit, although they have sort of slowed down in the failures. So you don't really get to see too many of them, at least from when I was working at Metro. That kind of slowed down a bit, but then again, so did the sales because prices kept going up. So off-road, I don't mind the wheels. The wheels kind of remind me a little bit of the MT4 wheels from back in the day. I think the wheels are kind of cool. Having another Truggy, fifth scale Truggy on the market, I think that's a good thing. I'm not going to knock them. What Armour need to do now is bring something out that's going to be comparable to the X-Max. I think it's only fair that they do that. Will they? I don't know. That remains to be seen. I think if they were going to do something to compare, to like go toe-to-toe with the X-Max, bring the Nero back, or at least that name, and see how it goes. Greetings from Germany and happy weekend. Yes, Christian, thank you very much. What else have we got? With good parts availability and well made without spending much. The Armour Typhon 3S is the only one that comes to mind. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on quite a bit of it as well to make it do that. So it's pretty cool. I am kind of looking forward to getting my hands on one. I want to get one. I had the X-Max for a while, and the X-Max, I like that style better. I'm not saying that there was anything wrong with the X-Max in particular. I prefer the Kraton and the way that it handled and the way that it drove. So I kept my Kraton 8S and got rid of the X-Max. Some people will do the opposite, and that's fine. So that's now having this one come out, I'm like, oh, okay, this is kind of a mix between the two, So I'm really curious to see, how different it is in weight, because being more plastic, I think it should be lighter. And the X-Max was considerably lighter than the Kraton. So this will be interesting. Travis, the man is back in the house. Yeah, I think it's going to be kind of cool. The other thing that I want to talk about as well is the new Hobao MTX, which has come out recently. So that's one that I'm hoping I can get my hands on as well in the future. Funds and availability and that. I don't even know if it's available locally yet. I may need to wait until it becomes available. And I don't know when the XRT is going to be available here either. So sometimes we get things pretty quick. I don't know why. But the Drag Slash took a long time before it arrived here. Also, the Factory 5 cars took months before they arrived here. So I don't know what this XRT is going to be like. Knowing what the they haven't placed their orders. They will wait for the car to launch, as it has, and they will wait for the stores to place their orders, and then we'll probably have to wait 3 months before the car arrives. So they've done that sort of thing before. The supplier here is very lazy in that regard. So I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see the XRT until probably the first month or so, or maybe February next year. If they've done their work, their homework, and they've actually placed some orders for this, we may see it sooner, but I don't know. I haven't spoken to anyone yet. I don't know what the ETA is. The ETA could be, okay, that's interesting. There's a pointing as well, but okay, we'll see what happens. As long as it's not heavier than the Creighton, I think we'll be okay, because the Creighton is a heavy car. I'm very happy to see you on a live chat again. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And nice to see a few people in here as well. So, yeah, is there anything else that you say today and see what you're all up to, and kind of talk about a couple of new releases, which I know is obviously been the talk. Looking at Facebook groups and things like that, it looks like that's the hot topic at the moment. A lot of people putting their opinions down. It's not going to be as good. Others calling it a copy of the Creighton. I don't see it as a copy. I think same when Tim Corelli brought out the Chronos and all of that. It's not a copy. I mean, you take the body off, you can clearly see that they're different cars. It's just competition, and that's how I see is when you look at cars like what's a good copy example? That Mammoth Blitz that I unboxed and did a very quick review of, that I got from Banggood a few years back. That was the same factory. The molds could have been sold to somebody else, and that person or that factory built it. And I got a lot of heat for that, for having that car on the channel. But photo in the thumbnail. I just that's really all it is. I didn't. Yeah. Anyway, that's why. What else we got going on here? Nice to see you. Thank you very much. Anything else going on in the live chat? No. All right. How many people we got on? 21 people. Hey, that's not too bad. I think my most popular stream, I think I had like 100 or close to 100. So I don't know how many we'll get. Almost 11 months. No, almost 10 months. Or thereabouts. I don't know. I've lost count. So I moved in early January, and I'm still, believe it or not, I'm still kind of settling some things in, but it's pretty good. Like I'm pretty settled now. I can't really say that I still have to adjust a lot of stuff, but I'm pretty settled in. Hi, Vas. Fred from Adelaide. Quick question. Besides the Italian, What other similar Truggy is similar to buy? Well, the Italian, you got the Morocco for similar, which I've got one up there as well. The Hype is very good from Hobao. So that's a really nice Truggy. Of course, you got the Morocco. What else have you got in the way of Truggies? I wouldn't recommend an ST4 or an MT4 anymore because it's really hard to get parts for those. Yeah. That would be my picks as far as Truggies go. Travis, do you have a favorite rig? I get asked this question all the time. Even when I was working at Metro, people used to ask me, so what's your favorite RC car? I don't have a favorite. I like having a variety. I think if I was to really narrow it down, I'll probably go somewhere between like half a dozen to a dozen cars that I would like to have, 12 cars that I would keep. And the reason for that is because every day when I go out for a bash, I'll have a different mood. Like, for example, I might want to go out tomorrow and just do epic sends. And then every car will have a different purpose. Like, I think I'll always have a 1/8 scale buggy in my collection, or one or two. So like the Typhon 6S is always one that I'll keep. I deeply regret selling my Bushmaster 8E, but I sold it, unfortunately. I have recently sold my Typhon 3S as well, mainly because I just wasn't using it. Like, I know a lot of cars I don't use anymore, but that one was just in the way. I was running out of room, and I'm like, you know what? I think I'm just going to sell it. So I got rid of my Typhon 3S that I have. The Kronos XDR is fantastic. Yeah, I mean, there's just a few different cars that I think I'll hold on to. I don't really have a particular favorite. David says, our 2021 version is actually pretty good. I think some of those cars have actually come a long way, have done quite good. Yeah, the first generation of the Timco Rally, I think they did have a few shortcomings. So I'm glad to see that they've addressed some of these issues. Did you like your yellow Dynamo? Yeah, I did like it. I think it was a really nice flying aeroplane. The problem with Dynamo is that they're just crap quality. That's the issue with Dynamo, and that's just put bluntly. Every video that I've seen of the Dynamo aircraft, there's always something that someone has to fix or has to adjust. My Wacko was no different. My Wacko was no different. The foam was a little bit buckled in the tail. I had to fix a few things to get it, to get it all to work properly. And you could just tell the quality of the foam and the fit and finish of it all just wasn't quite there. But once the thing was set up and you flew it, the plane flew amazing. It just, the quality of it just isn't there. And that's mainly the reason. Aussie RC Playground, signaling is really bad, dude. Most of what you are saying is being cut out. Ooh, okay, I'm really sorry. Maybe what I'll do is I'll restart the live stream and go on to, what I'll do is I've given this a try. I don't know how this laptop is handling all of this. Maybe that's why people are dropping out. So what I might do is I'll start this again, and I'll do it on my phone, and we'll go from there. And hopefully it lasts a little bit better and the signal is nicer. The picture won't be as good, but